Language is not just a tool, it's a fucking operating system. And most people, they're still running Windows 95, full of viruses named I can't, I'm not enough, nobody gives a shit. You ever see a dog run full speed into a glass door? That's what most people's minds do, smack, right into their own invisible beliefs. But beliefs aren't facts. They're just sentences that you forgot to question. So let's start cracking open some of that glass. I always mess things up. Reframe. You must be really consistent. What else could you be consistent at if you redirected that habit loop? I can't talk to people. Chunk down. Which people exactly? In what context? Are you mute? No. Then it's not can't. It's haven't yet in the way I want. Nobody cares. The meta model break. Nobody? Nobody ever? So I guess I'm not here then. Just a ghost listening to you whining. That's just the way I am. Sleight of mouth. So fixed traits like stone. Then how did you learn to walk? Tie your shoes, speak? Or was that just the way you were too? When you chunk up to the bigger picture, you get perspective. When you chunk down to the details, you get precision. You need both. You're a goddamn drone pilot of language. Zoom out. Why does this matter? Zoom in. How exactly are you doing this pattern? If your map of the world sucks, you'll keep driving into metaphorical cliffs. The meta model gives you better GPS coordinates. Value elicitation, pacing and leading, it's emotional alchemy. You already do this even though you don't realize it. Kid, I hate school. You, yeah, I get that. What do you wish it was like instead? Boom. That's value elicitation with pacing and leading. Find what matters to them. Link it to what you want them to feel, do, or see. That is the social version of spellcraft. So why is this fucking important? Because if you don't do this, you'll be manipulated by people who do. You live in a trance that someone else programmed into you. You'll raise your kids or run your business through unresolved patterns you inherited, not designed. Language is software. You either update it or you run outdated code and wonder why your system crashes during conversations, relationships, or launches. Science says the reticular activating system, it filters reality through linguistic intent. Neuroplasticity rewires the brain through repeated thought, language, emotion patterns. Epigenetics shifts gene expression based on thought, emotion, coherence. You literally become the metaphors you use most often. You call yourself a black sheep. Your biology says, say less, fam. Here's some rejection, trauma, and self-isolation to match. Cleanse the spell book. Words are containers. If you fill them with sewage, don't be surprised when your soul smells like shit. So rewrite. I always mess things up. No. I'm learning faster than most by experimenting in chaos. Nobody cares. No. I haven't yet shown people how to care by caring out loud first. That's just the way I am. No. That was one version of me. Let's see what else is in the toolbox. If you don't do this, karmic law, you repeat what you don't repair. Refuse to learn language magic. You'll stay trapped in the same identity loop. You'll create children who inherit your spellbook of self-sabotage. You'll die with your potential still locked inside unspoken sentences. The future if you do this. You speak like a fucking shaman with a science degree. You hear what others don't say and respond to what they need instead. You become unfuckwithable in negotiation, leadership and love. You literally install change mid-conversation, like emotional acupuncture done through words. So how do you start? Listen for generalizations, deletions and distortions. Always, never, no one. I can't. They made me feel. Question the structure, not the story. How do you know that? When exactly? Compared to what? Unpack the values, pace and lead. What's important to you about that? So if you had that, what would it give you? What if I showed you a new way to get that? Okay, imagine your brain is a garden. The words you say are the seeds. I suck grows poison ivy. I'm figuring it out grows strawberries. The meta model is the gardener's toolkit. It lets you pull the weeds and plant better shit. So why'd you get stuck? Because people you loved hypnotized you with their own fear. You're too loud. Don't be so sensitive. You're just not a math person. That wasn't truth. That was lazy language passed down like emotional debt. Time to break the cycle. The most common spells, I should. It's obligation without ownership. They made me feel. It's abdication of sovereignty. I don't know. It's an escape hatch of responsibility. It's just who I am. It's an identity death sentence. Pace and lead to shift others. Reflect their belief. I get it feels like no one gives a shit. Find the truth window. And I wonder, if no one cared, how come you're still here trying? Linked to your truth. Maybe you've always been the proof the world needed, and you were just waiting for someone to say it first. From now on, I speak like reality listens. I edit my speech like it's sacred code. Every word is a spell, every sentence a seed, and I plant only what I'm willing to harvest. I'm not your coach, I'm not your guru. I'm the mirror that won't lie to you. If this feels like a slap, good. That means your skin is waking up. Now go speak like your life depends on it. Because it does.